Hi, this is Dan from Gear Diary. There are a lot of different options for how you might want to protect your iPad. Some of them are really big, huge, bulky, weighty, really protective. Some of them are really minimalistic. Some of them are just films that keep it from scratching, but it doesn't protect it from drops. One of the really commonplace ways of protecting iPads, especially since the smart cover came out, is the back shell that protects the back, the sides, but is open along this edge. And it allows you to take an Apple smart cover and simply snap it into place. Now you have front protection, you have back protection, you've got full side protection. We've seen a lot of these, and I'm not usually a huge fan of them. I'm actually a fan of this one, and I'm a big fan of this one, and I want to explain why. This is the ultra thin case for the new iPad. It comes from SPIGEN SGP. It's one of those companies that we've been reviewing a number of their products recently, and while not all of them are ideal for me and for the way I use my devices, I've yet to come across a product from them that I actually couldn't happily recommend to other people. They really do nice quality stuff. So this is the ultra thin case for the iPad. It has an MSRP of $32.99. First off, I'm really happy about that. They didn't charge $45, $50 for it. $32.99, $33, not a bad price for something like this, especially when we take a closer look. So what is this case? This case is simply a back shell that snaps onto the iPhone, and it snaps on with minimal force. And we'll get some close-up shots in the actual review, but the cutouts are really precise. The camera's still accessible. I like the fact that they didn't just leave this area here completely open. They left an opening for the volume controls and for the mute or rotation lock here, but they kept a strip of material here, which means that this edge isn't left exposed. Again, those little thoughtful things make a big difference when you're looking at a case like this, especially with so many on the market. I don't love the fact that this edge tends to be left open with this kind of a case, but in this case it actually makes sense because it's designed to be used with an Apple smart cover, and when you put the smart cover there, this is covered and protected. So what you have is you have the smart cover protecting the front, you have this case protecting the back. Nothing really special, right? Well, I used this case today when I was on the pulpit, on the bima, for two young people becoming bar and bat mitzvah, and about halfway through the service, I suddenly realized what's different about this case and why it's really great. And here's why. Normally, when you take this, you either want to pull off the smart cover so it doesn't flop around, but if you do that, you leave this side exposed, or you want to hold it in place and it flops around and gets annoying. I was in the midst of the service and I noticed that when I held the iPad like this, I'm holding the sides of the iPad, the smart cover stayed in place. I hadn't read up enough to realize that on the back here is a little strip, a little logo, but it's more than a logo. It's actually metal. And it actually grabs the iPad smart cover and holds it in place. And as you can see here, it just holds onto the smart cover. I mean, it actually holds on pretty well. Obviously, that's not how you're going to use it, but what you are going to do is you're going to be able to go like this, and then when you're using the iPad for reading, for writing, for speaking, for playing a game, you don't have to worry about the smart cover flopping around or taking it off and leaving this edge exposed, because it stays put. It stays right like this, doesn't move. That's a smart design. That's a smart design. That's really usable. That's actually why I'm going to probably be using this as one of my key cases for the foreseeable future, because it's thin, it's light, it protects it 360, and it doesn't get in the way. Most of the time, whether it's a case or a cover, the cover flops around and gets in the way. With this, when it's like this, in a closed position, it doesn't go anywhere. And when you flip it around to the open position, it doesn't go anywhere either. Smart design, $33, SGP, SPIGEN SGP, Really good option if you want to protect your device in a minimalist fashion. This is Dan for Gear Diary. Thanks for watching.